But right now, it's not even a Pokemon yet, it's just an egg. The egg is really small, and most of the time, it doesn't move at all.
After a short burst of excitement, he got tired and slowly laid down. So, I placed him inside a small insulated...
Every time he touched something, a tiny static shock came out of his cheeks, which surprised him.
Today, I'm gonna simulate getting a pet Pokemon from a baby Pikachu all the way to a Raichu. I'm gonna feed, play, train, build habitats,
and even have a bunch of battles with other Pokemon in order to see what it's like to have an electric-type Pokemon in real life.
But right now, it's not even a Pokemon yet, it's just an egg. The egg is really small, and most of the time, it doesn't move at all.
At that moment, I already knew one thing. If this Pokemon grew up wrong, it could be dangerous. And just like that, a baby Pikachu was born. He's only a few inches tall with weak legs, tiny paws.
Right now, he looks harmless. Nothing like what he's gonna become later in this video. At first, I just let the baby Pikachu take his first steps and understand that he's alive.
Every time he touched something, a tiny static shock came out of his cheeks, which surprised him.
After a short burst of excitement, he got tired and slowly laid down. So, I placed him inside a small insulated... But while he was asleep, I needed to build him a proper habitat, somewhere he could live, eat, train, and safely learn how to control his electricity.
And before doing anything else, I made sure everything was grounded and insulated, because if I didn't do this properly, this would have burned the house down.
I decided to build his habitat inside a large glass terrarium. The habitat is going to have 3 main sections so Pikachu can slowly adapt to different environments.
The entire bottom of the tank is covered with rubberized sand so electricity doesn't escape. Without this, even a small shock could have jumped through the glass.
Starting with the forest section, I added plants, branches, and hiding spots so Pikachu could explore, climb, and build confidence in his movement. Starting with the forest section, I added plants, branches, and hiding spots so Pikachu could explore, climb, and build confidence in his movement.
Next, the resting section, a calm area where Pikachu can sleep and recover after using too much power. And finally, I built the charging section.
This area has metal plates and conductive objects, so Pikachu can naturally release electricity without hurting himself or damaging the habitat.
Once the habitat was finished, I gently picked up the little guy who had just woken up and placed him into his new home. Pikachu immediately started exploring.
He climbed through the forest area, sniffed around the metal plates, and accidentally shocked a few things, including himself.
When he stood on the charging plates, his cheeks began glowing brighter, and the lights in the room flickered for a moment, which probably wasn't a good sign.
Now that Pikachu had a home, it was time to feed him. I tried giving him different foods to see what helped him grow and store energy. Fruits, berries, and snacks.
But nothing seemed to work as well as sweet foods. After eating, Pikachu was full of energy again. So full that he started running around the habitat,
releasing tiny sparks and practicing small, controlled shocks. Pika-Pikachu. At one point, he shocked his own tank.
And that's when I realized something important. This Pikachu wasn't just cute. He was already learning how to control his power.
Now that Pikachu had a proper habitat and was full of energy, it was time to start training him.
Pet him and move him around without getting shocked. But if Pikachu was ever going to survive in the real world, he needed to learn how to fight. Pikachu was nervous at first and hesitated to attack. But when the wild Pokemon moved closer, Pikachu released a small electric shock without...
Placed him in the resting area of his habitat, and he quickly fell asleep as small sparks flickered from his cheeks. Over the next few days, we followed the same routine.
Pikachu would eat, train, explore his habitat, and battle small, wild Pokemon outside. Each time his electricity became a little stronger and a little more controlled.
He even started training by himself. Sometimes I would walk into the room and see him standing on the charging plates, slowly releasing electricity.
I rewarded him with his favorite foods, and his confidence continued to grow. But one morning, something changed.
Instead of training or resting, he began staring at the walls, watching the wires behind the glass, and following the sound of electricity.